Hi, how y'all doing? Today is November the 30th. It's Sunday, 2025. Here in Ontario, Canada, we got snow all night, right? It's still snowing. Can you see it? They've been plowing since about 4 in the rise. I went to sleep okay last night. It was a little bit hard at first, but I eased into it, right? And then I awoke at like, 3:48, something like that, with a bad dream, right? A bunch of people, I was at a place and there was people, and there was two, three. My ex was there, my sisters, right? And it turned out that the people were monsters, right? At the end, just before I woke up, a couple guys in this weird-looking van pulled up and said, "Hey, we were past here last year. We were just checking to see how y'all doing." And they got up, they invited them into a back room, and I was in a different room, and I could hear him talking, right? And I stood behind the door and I listened, and he was saying, "Well, do you know about the trouble they had last year, right?" Like, he was explaining how there was the people there, when it gets dark, turn into these kind of monster things, right? And that they found condoms full of spermicide or insecticide or something like that. And that's a sign of the monsters, right? And I went outside, and then shit happened, and then I had phoned a taxi. I wanted to get out of there, and they kept on. It was dragging out, dragging out, dragging out, and it never showed up. And they're saying, "Oh, it should be here any minute." And I was like, "Well, it's not coming. I got to do something about it, right?" And in my dream, I couldn't walk very well either, whatever. And I felt the tension, right? Like something was going to happen. And there was some way they looked at me or something. It scared me, and I woke up, right? And I was like, man, there was a sound in my dream. It was like a diesel engine running. And I woke up. I sat up, went to the bathroom, came back to bed, looked out my window, and there was this vehicle parked in the front over at one of the buildings, right? I drove across the street really slowly and parked there, right? In the government parking lot, and it's been there ever since. And then the plow started, right? I had a really hard time going back to sleep, but I managed to doze a little bit until about 6 o'clock, and then the feline. She knew I was up. She heard me get up in the middle of the night. She came up and meowed at me, and then to check on me, and then I laid back down, and then she heard me the second time. She came up, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get up, right? It's late enough now." So, yeah, crazy dream, stupid dream, right? It's like the people turned into monsters. I didn't see my sisters turn into them, but the rest of the people did. Weird. Do you know what the Schuman is today? 74. No wonder I had a rough night, right? The Schuman's spiking, releasing subconscious shit out of our mind, our subconscious, right? Or what we're holding in our body. I've been icky ever since I got up. The top of my head was really icky, right? Like somebody hit me with a bat, and my spine, my muscles, everything. My stomach, my intestines, everything. My foot, all wacky, right? All off kilter. So I sat here and dealt with it for a while, just trying to make myself feel better. And I laid down around noon on my bed, listened to some meditation music. 432 hertz, right? And I was like, I was supposed to have a shower. I haven't had a shower for a while. I need to have a shower. I said, Source, I should probably have a shower. Yep, So the weather's not, it's not going to be any different tomorrow. Nope. I was like, all right, I'll do my shower and do a load of laundry. So I got back up, had a shower to change my energy, right? Got to change your energy. I've been sitting and learning too much and not changing my energy by showering, having a spiritual shower, right? Or dancing or singing. Well, I'm not really able to dance anymore. Chair dance, right? So it helped. Top of my head's not as icky anymore. Brought my vibration back up. Yesterday I was having a rough day, right? The day before I was really high vibe. Yesterday it was a weird day, right? Mentally, right? There's a lot of dark thoughts trying to come in and stuff like that. So I just shielded up, put up my shields, kept all the EMFs and collective consciousness of fear and anxiety out. Alright, and that's when I went to sleep. So yeah, it was weird. I was watching this YouTuber, right? And he was doing this thing talking about Jacob's trouble. And in a kind of way. I know you probably don't understand what that means. But he was showing a video of the news reporter talking about Trump closing off the airfields of Venezuela, right? And them saying he's not allowed to do that to other countries and everything like that. They show the plane and all that, right? And shows the aircraft chart, and there's no planes flying over Venezuela. They're all around it, kind of thing, on the outskirts, right? So Trump's the king now, right? His coronation was when he went to Russia and they had the big parade, and when he went to the King Charles and had the big thing, you know what I mean? That was him, right? It's all part of this play. I'm not sure how it's supposed to work out, right? I believe he's a Swan Knight, right? One of the Good Templars from that line. Whoever's playing him, right? Because it's not really him. Probably haven't seen him for years. So, yeah, I know if I was in that position, nobody would see me. I'd never go out in public. I'm worth billions, come on. I can hire lookalikes, right? And, so, yeah. Anyways, I was watching the video. A news reporter comes on, right? A man, and he's outside, and he's talking, and there's something wrong with his eyes. He won't open his eyes, right? So I put it on my phone, and I magnetized it up to 8, right? And looked, and he's like talking to it's like this, right? And he just keeps on squinting out of one eye a little bit, and then closes his eyes, squint. I was like, what the heck's wrong with him? He must be one of them, right? The energy's too strong for him. He doesn't want to take down the mask, have his tech go, and you'd be seeing his eyes, right? For real. To see who he really is. That's freaky. You know what I mean? What reporter would stand there and do that? Right? Strange, right? So yeah, they're all goners anyways. Doesn't matter what they do. They can run, but they can't hide. There's nowhere to hide. Right? So yeah. Oh, my ears ringing so loud yesterday and today, right? Just very loud. All night and never let up. So, wonder if that's happening to you too. Another thing I heard today that was interesting, that helped me, is the old saying, misery loves company? I've always said that, right? But there's another part to it. But so does success, right? Success likes company too, right? So, the better you are treating yourself, like mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, making yourself better, right? That's what you attract, because success likes company. Does it make sense to you? Right? Just something to be aware of is, you ever heard In the old days, in the movies, when they were in a saloon, they'd walk up to the bar and the bartender say, "What's your poison? Pick your poison," right? What are you getting there? Alcohol. It's right in your face, isn't it, now? So if you're doing too much of that, you may want to consider it's poison, but then so is everything, isn't it? So pick your poison. The less of the poison, the better you can do, right? Stay away from the name brands. They're so bad, right? The rich people buy it. Or the poor people trying to pretend to be rich or showing off, keeping up with the Joneses, right? Just like that Campbell's soup. You seen that video, the short, right? Of the one of the head guys in Campbell's soup say he wouldn't eat the food from there. It's for the poor people. It's full of geo-engineered food. If you look on the cans, it tells you. I had watched a woman last night do a little video on it, right? Pulled out a bunch of cans out of her cupboard and looked and said, now you have to read the whole label, right? Not just the ingredients. And she showed you on the can. They try to hide it, but it says in it pure English, right? Geo-engineered meat or food, right? She had a few brands that were like that. Even a value brand, right? So you got to read the whole damn thing now, just not the ingredient part. So I'll be doing that. Shricky bastards. But this is going to take Campbell's Soup down, right? All the big chains, all those big CEO companies, right? That have been around for 50, 100 years or more. They're all going down. But they've all been brought down. This is just disclosing it, right? Before they tell you about it on the media, you know? So, interesting. We moving in, today is the waxing gibbous, I believe. Yep, waxing gibbous. So it's about trust and have faith, right? After what we've been through, it's just going to ramp up in December, right? You know what else I heard is really weird? Is when you think about it, right? Is you know how you have daylight savings time? You spring forward an hour or fall back an hour? Well, before daylight savings time came, it was getting dark around what? 9 o'clock? Right? So if you fall back an hour, that only puts it at 8 o'clock. Why is it getting dark at 4? That's 5 hours. That's not 1 hour. Right? What are they doing? What's going on? Right? I don't consent. Just like last night, in the middle of the night when I was up looking out the window, I noticed the big, bright, like white light above the area amongst all the darkness and the clouds. And I was like, yeah, like that's not the moon. You know what I mean? It's snowing out. You wouldn't be able to see it. So, what's that light? All those volcanoes popping off. You know what volcanoes have in them? Gold. You know what's really good for us? Gold. Right? So it's putting, when they erupt, it's putting it out into the air, into the atmosphere. So if we absorb it, whatever touches our skin, what we breathe in, put it in our mouth, we absorb it, right? Into our bloodstream. So it's healing. It is. And then with the C1 Atlas dragon, right? Didn't it go to the sun? Go past the sun or into the sun kind of thing? And then right after that, when it came out, there was a whole bunch of CMEs, solar flares, right? Volcanoes popping off, earthquakes happening, right? So the dragon delivered something to the sun. Every time there's CMEs and solar flares, it's good for us, right? It's upgrading us, our DNA, our pineal gland, right? That's why my ear's ringing today. The Schuman is so high, it's 74. So, yeah. Everybody, negative people be looking at it the opposite way. Do you know what I mean? But there's so much healing energy coming in. It's going to be amazing in December when the dragon is closest to the earth. It's going to raise the frequency and the consciousness. Like I said, people are going to see who's really around them, right? It's going to make you so much more aware. So, happy days, right? Happy days. Same as yesterday, I started getting cold sore on my bottom lip. I haven't been outside for a friggin' week, right? I haven't been in the sunshine or nothing. I was like, what the hell? Where did this come from? Right? And then my tongue is like, feels really icky. And I thought, what have I been doing? I've been taking lemon juice, or I bought lemon, and take a slice off, right? And I squeeze it in a glass of water and drink it, right? It hydrates, so it's supposed to hydrate your body, and it's got vitamin C in it, and it helps with bloating in your stomach, right? Then I got this. It also says lemons could cause cankers in your mouth and stuff, but I didn't think it would cause cold sores. Weird, right? So I'm not having any today. I'm gonna see. I'll rinse my mouth with peroxide, right? Because it always helps. Takes away cankers, sore tongue, everything. It's good for toothaches, right? Don't swallow it. Make sure you spit it out, right? And then rinse your mouth well. But, yeah, unless it's something else I'm just not aware of. Strange. How y'all feeling today? Are you feeling good? Or are you feeling icky? If you're feeling icky, try to do something to change your energy. Take a shower. Take a bath. Right? Go outside. Just for a minute. Go outside, walk around in a circle, and walk back at your house. It'll change your energy. Sing a song. Listen to some music. Something. Alright? Change your energy. Bring your frequency back up. We've been through a tough month. And this is good to remember for this month coming in December. Because there's going to be lots of consciousness happening. For lack of a better word. Alright. My son, I don't believe, is coming home tonight. He has a driving test tomorrow. But I think Mercury retrograde's over. So, maybe he'll pass. Who knows? Oh, itchy nose. There's something else too. When I woke up at 6, my nose was really itchy. There was nothing bothering me. Right? It's just the Schuman. The energy that's coming down. Whatever's going on is going on. Right? So, yeah. Every day, I raise my vibration higher than the day before. Every day, I'm happier than I was the day before. And every day, I have more gratitude than the day before. I love you all as a consciousness. Enjoy this night or day. Okay? Okay. Bye. Bye. Wave me away. Bye.